Hello and welcome to a Dominion League match between Mistgun and JaCrispy King. Or I suppose it could be JaCrispy King. Um, this is one of the matches that was requested for commentary with a charitable donation, which I think is a cool system that we have set up. Anyway, a league or a E division match rather, Division E7. I I don't think I did take a look at the standings. Actually, maybe I can pull that up again. Yeah, okay. So actually, currently, JaCrispy King is 13-5, and Mistgun is 6-6. So, Ja Cross Spy King. No, I don't think so. Anyway, JaCrispy King looks like it looks to be in pretty good position to take the division. Mistgun would definitely have some work cut out for them to catch up, but it's still fairly early. Anyway, on this board, what do we have? We have encampment and hideout and captain are all villages. Captain is encampment is really good if it lasts, but it probably won't last. At which point, I guess playing it as mill is still a way to get it to be a village. You can play it as flag bearer if you want payload, but that's not super exciting. Hideout's not too bad if you want to get some trashing in. Obviously for draw we've got Margrave and then Council Room. So you can actually play a bunch of Council Rooms and then play a Margrave, and your opponent is still likely to have a pretty good hand at that point because they're going to get their choice of cards between the Council Room draws and the Margrave draw before they have to discard down. But still, they will be back on 3 cards. That also, the Margrave will also counteract Way of the Squirrel, so that's probably not going to be super appealing for most of the game. There's Triumph on the board. So in terms of payload, there's plenty of plus buy between Margrave and Council Room. And then there are actually additional sources of gains from Grave Robber and Trading Post, as well as then, converting that into points via Triumph. So I would expect this to be a Triumph focus board. We'll see what players do. JaCrispy King opens with dungeon. How do I feel about that? Well, I definitely think you want to be hitting 5 aggressively here. I also think you want to be getting some trashing done. I guess you're probably going to be using hideout for that mostly and not going for trading post, like given that nobody has a 5-2. Hideout dungeon does not seem very likely to hit 5. Even if you trash a state with hideout, that still means you're not discarding it with dungeon if they collide. And I don't know. I guess if you find dungeon on turn 3, then maybe you're reasonably likely to hit 5, although you're going to trigger a shuffle if you do. So you're not actually getting like Margrave into your shuffle there. So yeah, I think if you're going to open dungeon hideout could hit 5 if you scroll hideout. That's true. It's a good point. I mean, for that matter, you could scroll dungeon, I suppose. Whichever one you hit turn 3. Assuming you do. I mean, I was thinking about mill. And, I mean, in fairness, like, if you're getting, like, the decision is not between dungeon and either one of those cards, because, of course, they both cost 4. So yeah, I mean, I think um, maybe I would just go for Mill Dungeon. I mean, if you're planning to squirrel anyway, it doesn't matter too much whether you open Mill or Hideout. But the nice thing about Mill, I think, in that context, is it's a little bit more flexible in terms of letting you hit 5. Or maybe a lot more. And there's always the possibility that I guess that you never get Hideout if you end up trashing with Captain as Hideout. I don't know how realistic that is. Depends on how long it takes to get to Captain, and you want to be getting a Margrave first, so it's going to be a little while. So it could definitely make more sense to get Hideout second shuffle if you don't get it here, and then along with a Margrave. I think whether you played the mill or squirreled it would just depend on what your hand looked like. Oh, Flag Bearer. That is not what I was really thinking about. Interesting. Especially since JaCrispy King bought a 3 cost. Like, buying Flag Bearer for Mistgun does not seem good. JaCrispy King can follow Flag Bearer and be the one with the flag going into the next shuffle. A clean shuffle. I don't really get that at all. I mean, if your opponent opened with a 4 and for whatever reason you wanted, I mean, I guess triggering that shuffle for Mistgun's not so bad because you do cycle past those 3 estates. Well, it wasn't guaranteed to be 3 estates. You're going to cycle past 2 estates for sure, though. But yeah, now JaCrispy King is going to have the flag for who knows how long. And has the flag tempo. I don't like to play. I'm wondering whether Mistgun's going to take a captain here. Yeah, okay. So I mean, that part of the play does work out. That Mistgun managed to trigger a shuffle that had all 3 estates miss. And gets a captain. Although I'm not actually sure that you would rather have Captain than Margrave anyway at this point. JaCrispy King can now afford Captain as well. I would assume that's the pickup. Yeah, alright. Well, given how this is played out, I would not expect either player to really be buying Hideout unless they just happen to hit 4 and really don't want to mill for some reason. Or a Flag Bearer for that matter. This looks like... I guess it probably second dungeon, maybe encampment. I don't think it makes sense to squirrel for Mistgun now because you know that JaCrispy King has a Margrave that they're reasonably likely to hit you with. And, you know, second dungeon is fine. Although, dungeons on play effect is not so great, like, when you're already facing Margrave. The duration effect is good, of course. Maybe not even so good when, like, once the decks get up and running, though, because like I was talking about earlier, if you've got like Council Room and Margrave, like increasing your hand size before you discard, then realistically the dungeon sifting is probably not going to be very impactful. Anyway, so Mistgun does opt to squirrel the Flag Bearer. We'll see if that works out, whether JaCrispy King finds Margrave or not. Captain before dungeon seems like a better order. Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on whether JaCrispy King was planning to hideout trash or not, but actually, not really. It doesn't. I guess if you were gonna trying to think under what play you would want to make that with, I'm not really sure. Yeah, J Nails is saying play captain as encampment. Um, I mean, yeah, it depends. It does depend, I think, on what you're trying to accomplish. Like captain as encampment enables you to draw more cards, which is obviously really strong. And be more likely to be able to get another captain. JaCrispy King opted to go in for trashing, at which point maybe they should have held on to a state and trashed that. Maybe not. Not sure. Yeah, I agree that you want to be playing the Margrave because your opponent's squirreled. I completely agree with that. Um, all right, so Mistgun able to hit Margrave there. And then oh, I actually didn't catch that Mistgun had also trashed Flag Bear and gotten the flag back. Okay, so now they traded the flag again. They don't have Flag Bears in their deck anymore, which is probably a good thing overall for their decks right now, just because they don't have much in the way of villages. Yeah, no, I agree that if I'm Mistgun there, I want to be I don't necessarily want to be trashing Flag Bear, but um yeah, I think it might be nice for JaCrispy King to have the Flag Bearer trashed. I don't know. We'll see what they buy. I mean, it's also possible that they wanted to keep the Flag Bearer around because they're just going to pick up more captains and encampments anyway. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see whether they actually go, like, whether they actually buy encampments or not, or just get the captains. I mean, captain is a lot more expensive than encampment. So, like, the plan to play captain as encampment looks really appealing, uh, but it's a lot harder to accumulate so many captains than encampments. Yeah, and that as well. Buying encampment shuts down your opponent's captains. I mean, if they're both investing in captain, they won't necessarily want to do that, but it's likely that at any given time, somebody's going to have the edge there. Of course, buying 5 encampments isn't trivial right now. At some point, it will be, though. Have we actually seen a captain played as encampment yet? I don't think we have, which is surprising. I'm almost starting to wonder if like if they don't realize that they don't have to return their captain. Oh no, okay, there we go. So now that each player has Margrave, Mill does not look nearly so appealing. But I guess we're buying it anyway. Yeah, I was gonna say because it's harder to build up your hand size right now. They don't have any council rooms. They just really have the Margrave and the couple of captains to build their hand size back up after the Margrave attacks. So I don't think Mill is very likely to do that much. You've also got dungeon like sifting already. So I think I would have gone double encampment there as JaCrispy King. Probably you can still squirrel the encampments, like if you want to get some value out of them before you pick up a gold. Yeah, hideout would have also been a reasonable pickup. Getting a hideout means you're more often playing your captains as encampment, which is also good. All right, I don't know how many cards. Oh, okay, I guess this works. So I don't know how many cards JaCrispy King has in their discard, but yeah, this turn the mill did actually work out. Although, I guess that's partially because they've got 2 duration captains in play. I think this would definitely be a good spot for encampment gold. Based on how the game has been playing out, I'm not necessarily expecting that. I do think it would make sense. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that play. Not only because the encampments are good, but also just because it's a good way to ramp payload. While continuing to trash coppers with hideout, of course. Yeah, the virtual payload on this board is not super strong, and the draw is very strong. So I think getting some golds and eventually, hopefully, some plunders as well is going to make a lot of sense. Grave Robber looks great. Well, I mean, when I say virtual payload, I guess I really mean is virtual money. I definitely think Grave Robber is going to be involved in Triumph shenanigans, or ought to be. Take flag again as JC King. Well, it's not JC King's turn. Or do you just mean next turn? I don't know. I guess I'd wait and see how the turn played out. I, I mean, depending on how consistently people are playing Margrave, the flag is not that valuable. But I'd still rather have it than not, of course. It just depends on what the opportunity cost is. All right, so mistgun also gets encampment gold. There's an opportunity to reveal gold here and takes it. Unfortunately, does not get any coffers from doing so. What's in those 4 cards for JaCrispy King? I don't think they're all coppers. Oh, well, in his state. Probably just play encampment here then to draw those last 2 cards. Yeah, okay. So it is all junk. Um, yeah, I don't think I would be taking Flagbearer here. Although Council Room would be a good pickup. So I could see taking Flagbearer Council Room, I guess, but I'm more inclined towards Captain Encampment, I think. I don't know, maybe the nice thing about picking up Council Room would be getting like an additional buy in it, as well as the extra draw. Which would be good for continuing to pile the encampments. Hmm. Like right now, JaCrispy King isn't going to be reliably drawing deck without adding some more draw. That encampment buy helps. Doesn't totally solve the problem. They didn't do any trashing this turn, I want to say. Yeah. So flag Grave Robber, really. Oh, I guess you can Grave Rob the Flag Bearers already. Hmm. I was thinking Grave Robber didn't look that exciting right now, but being able to Grave Rob the Flag Bearers has some value. Although, I guess if you're going to do that, I'm not sure that you would want to buy a Flag Bearer as well, but anyway, so JaCrispy King goes for Encampment Council Room, which seems reasonable to me. Getting more draw up and being able to play Captain more frequently as hideout is appealing. Mistgun deliberating how to play this Captain. So what is in those 5 cards? Mistgun doesn't have a mill, so I guess hasn't trashed an estate yet. Like that, yeah. There's only 1 copper in the trash. I actually didn't realize how little trashing players done. In fact, I think Mistgun has only trashed that Flag Bearer, and JaCrispy King has trashed a copper and an estate, and then the curse from the estate. So, I didn't quite realize how little they were prioritizing trashing. So given that, we know there's 3 coppers, an estate, and something else in these 5 cards. Maybe a... No, there's 3 dungeons purchased, so Mistgun doesn't have a dungeon down there. Oh, the flag bearer. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So yeah, I can understand the need to draw there, but I guess, yeah, I mean, I guess adding more draw and is going to be about as effective as thinning anyway. Another Margrave. I don't know about that. I mean, right now it probably seems fine. I guess honestly, like compared to Council Room, if you're gonna be doing Council Room stuff anyway, eventually, then having the second Margrave isn't as or playing a second Margrave isn't as bad as it normally would be, because you're, as I said before, your opponent is going to have plenty of opportunities to set themselves up with a good hand, especially with Dungeon also on the board. That being said, I mean, given all that, why not take the extra card from Council Room? I guess Mistgun is probably concerned about being able to play Margrave every turn. Well, this is certainly a nice turn for JaCrispy King. And that will happen when you have 2 captains in play rather than no captains in play. JaCrispy King did opt to trash Copper over Estate, despite having enough draw to draw the extra card that they would have if they had, like... Well, I guess they would have actually had... No, it would be 1 extra card. It would be a Copper instead of an Estate, or sorry, a Curse instead of an Estate, and then a Copper. And would have had 11. I don't know how much that really matters. JaCrispy King can go Captain, Encampment here and shut out the encampments, as we were discussing earlier. Mistgun has 1 captain in play. Of course, this shuts down JaCrispy King's captains as well. Well, not shuts down completely, but hurts them. 2x encampment, grave robber. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be captain. I was just okay, 2 encampments and a plunder, sure. But yeah, I guess if you're gonna take those last 2 encampments, you didn't need the 11th coin anyway. These 2 are very respectful of the dead. Yeah, like, I mean, I would still be trying to make sure I was drawing deck every turn, and JaCrispy King right now is, like, not doing so on the turns when they don't have the 2 captains in play. Maybe this turn they can get to a point where they can play 1 captain and leave the other captain unplayed so they can alternate them. I'm not sure how good of an idea that is. Maybe they can play 2 captains and pick up another captain or 2 so that they can have a little bit more consistency. I do agree that grave robber should come into play, but I'm not yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like a good idea, but what I would want, I guess, is to have captains going every turn, and whether that's by virtue of skipping a play or by virtue of buying 1 this turn when you play the 2 that you have, with the latter seeming generally more appealing. It's just, you could be really sad if you lead some turn with no captain and then end up like with a hand that's like, you know, Margrave, Council Room, something, or even just like encampment with no gold. Right, so Mistgun goes with Plunder Dungeon. Discard Encampment Mill. Because you want to trash with Captain? Sure. Painful discard. Mistgun's keep seems pretty like encampment, Boulder Plunder, and Margrave to me. I don't think there's too much reason to do otherwise. They've gained a plunder. The idea being to trash dungeon? Yeah, that's fair. It does seem like we've reached the point where JaCrispy King has overdraw. So I will definitely say I think they should be picking up Grave Robber now so they can take advantage of that via gain and play. I mean, I think they should also pick up more captains, but they could potentially do that with the Grave Robber, as J Nails was alluding to. So they don't necessarily need to buy captain. Let's see, how much money do they have? 5, 6, 7, 11. Potentially more if they want to play captain as flag bearer, which would be fine. Get to 13. How valuable is that? Maybe not super valuable. Trash estate. Yeah, I like trashing estate better. 11 coins is enough. Captain, Grave Robber. Yep, I agree with that line. I could actually see the argument for double Grave Robber to... Wait, trashed copper? I don't agree with that. Okay, well, they're not going for the Grave Robbers, which is too bad. But I guess if you're going to buy double plunder, you don't need the copper. But without the Grave Robber, you're not going to be playing captain next turn either, which is... Well, I don't know if I would say plunder. Well, it probably is overrated, but I think it's on this board in particular. Like the triumph potential is just bananas. So like I would say that the triumph points are like make the plunder points look pretty inconsequential to me. To say nothing of the fact that you could, gain and play plunder if that's what you wanted to do. But I actually think like the real issue here for JaCrispy King is still the potential for a dud that involves not having a captain in play on those alternate turns. Mistgun doesn't actually even have a council room right now, which makes that more likely, interestingly enough. So, yeah, I mean, overall, Mistgun is definitely in the weaker position. Only has 1 encampment to JaCrispy King's 4, I believe. Yeah. Has a second Margrave instead of a council room. All right, so let's see what Mistgun picks up here on 5. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's council room. And Mistgun's draw is not as good as JaCrispy King's, but picking up the Grave Robber could definitely still be worth it. Oh, it goes for council room. Okay. Well, we could still see some triumph stuff here. Like Grave Robber, I do think is really nice for gain and play stuff here. But I mean, you can also just stack up some buys potentially. Though not, it's hard to get a ton, I guess, just off of Council Room Margrave, because that's a lot of 5s that you've got to buy and play that are terminal. And then, like, actually use the buys on. Hideout is a gainer. That's true. That is true. You've got to have some green in your deck for it to be a gainer, but they do both have that right now. There's always trading posts too. No, that's a good idea, but it's there. Wow. Oh, wait, I didn't. JaCrispy King chose to play captain as flag bearer twice? Oh, wow, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Got greedy. Very greedy. Yeah, just assuming that, like, with a couple encampments in hand. But they did also discard an encampment and still chose to play double flag bearer. Yet that... Okay, well, there's the grave robber. But, yeah, that seems like a pretty big mistake to me. Even if you don't want to trash with hideout, just, like, play mill. Just make sure that you're drawing, like, the 4 coins there. I mean, JaCrispy King ended up with so many coins in hand, and no extra buys. Like, they didn't need the coins. And now they didn't get to play Margrave, which means mistgun has started this turn with a huge hand. So yeah, that, I don't know if that's going to be enough for mistgun to catch up, but JaCrispy King might end up being forced to put some encampments back, which would be really nice for mistgun. Not just because, well, I mean, for a bunch of reasons, right? It'll mean mistgun can play captain as encampment next turn. It'll mean JaCrispy King doesn't have those encampments, and mistgun has the opportunity to buy them. JaCrispy King's deck will get worse. I mean, maybe JaCrispy King will find gold or plunder, but they're certainly not guaranteed to. They have 14 cards. They have 3 plunder and a gold, so 3 of those, or 4 of those are hits, and they have no duration captains to find. So yeah, I think some of these decisions are starting to pile up between the playing the captains as the flag bearers, and also not investing in captains to play during the turn, you know, the alternate turns, like a couple turns ago, or you know, getting a grave robber so that you can gain and play captain, whatever the case may be. Depending on how this turn goes for JaCrispy King, mistgun could definitely be back in this one. Not really sure what the hesitation here is about. I guess just deciding to trash copper versus estate. That last card is also an estate. Yeah, JaCrispy King got grave robber, but also is in a much worse spot in the meantime than they were until recently. Right, so mistgun 13 here. I think Grave Robber Captain looks pretty good. Wouldn't have minded another dungeon for mistgun. But they're 1 coin short of that. Silver. Silver trading post. Whoa. Okay. Um uh okay, so mistgun's gonna do triumph stuff, obviously, but what I'm confused about is like the silver trading post part. And honestly, it feels, the triumph there feels a little premature to me. Like a 5-point triumph is nice, but is not especially impressive relative to I think what you could do if you build more, which mistgun didn't really do. I don't know. I would, yeah, the trading post. I mean, it is a gainer, but it's not an efficient gainer at all. And you're gonna be playing hideouts anyway to like get rid of those curses, for example. So I don't like that. All right. Meanwhile, JaCrispy King did manage to find a gold, so lucked out there. That might have actually been game saving. It's hard to say, but I mean, if they'd only had to put 1 encampment back, maybe that's not so bad. Grave Robber gaining flag bearer here, I'm guessing. Good trash dungeon. No? Okay. They are gonna go with the turning the dungeon into a captain would be a really good idea. Given we're once again back to the cycle where Crispy King has the two captains in play and isn't going to have any captains to play next turn. So, yeah, okay, good. Picking up the captain seems a very good idea. I would also consider picking up another captain as JaCrispy King. There is something to be said, of course, for getting another Grave Robber. Could go Grave Robber Council Room now that the encampments are all still safely tucked into the deck. Got the actions to support it, and you can Grave Rob for another captain next turn. Yeah, okay. Grave Robber Council Room. It's gonna be here for 6 hours. Well, that's the risk we take, I suppose. It has been 43 minutes and 42 seconds since I started recording. All right, so if I were like drawing a win probability graph for this game, I think JaCrispy King took off, upwards pretty much from the start of the game, and then had a dip just now that has mostly corrected itself. Now has 2 Grave Robbers to mistgun 0, has the extra captain that they can play on the alternate turn, and is set up to get another one. Mistgun invested in a trading post. So I don't know that mistgun was ever favored, but I certainly think JaCrispy King is clearly favored at this point. Trashes estates a lot better than hideout and becomes grave fodder. Oh, you mean the trading post? Yeah, yeah, sure, but I mean, mistgun doesn't have a grave robber. um, and honestly, like, does it trash estates better than hideout if you're triumphing? Eh. It turns 2 cards into 1 card instead of 1 card into 1 card. Like, I don't know. I mean, if you have enough buys that you're going to do something like buy copper to improve your triumphs, then I would agree that it's better at that because you can like continue to get rid of those coppers and not like build up coppers. But oh yeah, I wasn't suggesting you hold on to these starting estates. I'm saying that like you're going to get the estates off of triumph, and then when you hideout trash them, you get a curse, and then that is that's still a gain, but it's a gain that doesn't require you investing in trading posts or trashing like a different card that you maybe don't want to trash because you are reducing your payload presumably by trashing a copper or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I would have rather mistgun had gotten a grave robber than a trading post is the short version. And the silver kind of seemed like a random purchase too. Like I actually come to think of it. No, never mind. Mistgun had 13. Okay, so that I guess that did make sense. Or enough sense at least. Because it was 3 for the silver, 5 for the trading post, and then 5 for the triumph. Maybe it would have been better to buy gold and take debt, but probably not. Another trading post. Okay, you gotta get a grave robber if you're gonna do that, right? Like, what do you want with 2 trading posts? Maybe we're not getting a second trading post. I still want some more. Well, yeah, I think I still want some more draw from Mistgun. It's awkward though, because Mistgun does not have that many actions. Mistgun could pick up another captain here, which would help. Not for this turn, but for the following turn. Maybe. Is Mistgun gonna want to triumph here? I don't think so. I think they've only gained like the silver off a trading post plus the whatever they buy. Well, it depends on how you define greening. I mean, Mistgun already started greening in the sense that they triumphed last turn. I don't expect a lot of provinces to be bought or gained, although oh, I guess Mistgun had more gains than I thought. Huh. One for the silver. Grave robber, hideout. I don't. That math seems off to me. 4 gains. Triumph for 6 VP. The triumph, the estate itself is a 5th card, but I don't count the 6th card. Didn't hideout trash... Oh, he did hideout trash it in state. Okay, okay. Anyway, and then went for grave robber, hideout. The double hideout is a little much. Mistgun was low on actions, but I think I definitely would have preferred a captain to a hideout. I could see captain hideout over captain maybe? Nah. Captain just seems just better. Although maybe Mistgun was trying to avoid taking on too much debt. Grave robs the flag bearer. Says JaCrispy King. I want to grave rob into captain here. I think that's what's happening. Yep. Cool. Seems like a good time to do, yep, curse, or estate into curse. Look at that hand size for Mistgun before the before the Margrave. Oh my gosh. That's impressive. Most impressive. All right, so yeah, I would definitely take at least one triumph. And as you say, it's we're getting to the point where piles definitely are a concern, because contrary to the piles aren't low, the encampments are empty, curses are at 3, and estates are at 6. So yeah, the issue is that Mistgun can potentially, like, gain a curse from trashing estate, and then buy a couple curses, buy a couple of estates, triumph, and win. Maybe double triumph, maybe triple triumph, depending on how much money they have. I think Mistgun, and yeah, I think Mistgun has enough. Well, they definitely have enough money to triple triumph. Because they really only need to hit 11 to triple triumph. So I don't see how much. I don't know if JaCrispy King has enough draw to support that many more grave robbers. I guess they probably do. Yeah. I mean, they were overdrawing, but I didn't track carefully by how much. Okay, JaCrispy King double triumphs. That's something I was also thinking about, that we didn't really discuss. I think this might still be. Yeah, exactly. I think this might still be losing. Like we were talking about triple triumph, but I think double triumph might still be losing because Mistgun might be able to buy like estate and then triple triumph. Mistgun needs to only hit 13 coins to do that. The gains is going to be the issue. So Mistgun can gain a curse, or has already done so. But does Mistgun have 6 buys? Council room, Margrave, council room, Margrave. Wait, does Mistgun have a second council room? Mistgun get it? No, Mistgun got a grave robber. Okay. Grave robber is a gain too, though, but it's not a gain that you can use to pile. Unless you grave rob into a buy, which mistgun can't do because they run out of draw. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think it's super surprising that mistgun failed to draw. They have not had like the deck quality that JaCrispy King has the entire game. Oh, I agree that the risk was unnecessary. Mistgun, I think, did specifically need to, as it turns out, like they got 4 buys. They don't have another council room, so they would have needed to. They would have needed to grave rob into council room or Margrave. Mistgun would have, I mean, to be able to win. Maybe that even wouldn't have been sufficient. Maybe they still would have only had 5 buys. It looks like Mistgun is going to pile the estates. Presumably by double triumphing here. I don't think that's safe either, though. But maybe Mistgun doesn't have a choice, because JaCrispy King can surely pile on their turn. Yeah, Mistgun is trying to deny the points, I would assume, for the estates. Buy 2 estates, double triumph, and hope that, well, that lead holds up, which it seems very unlikely to do. JaCrispy King needs province, duchy, curse. Actually, that's not quite enough. Oh no, wait, they've got plundered. Never mind. They probably don't even need the duchy. Yeah. Oh, they got a plunder in hand too. I was gonna say, if they had to put an encampment back, that would do the trick. They may actually have some curses they can try. No, I think they trashed all their curses last turn. Yeah, absolutely. JaCrispy King should have a win here. No, they do have a curse. Okay, so they can trash curse by province, by curses. That should be enough with 3 plunders. They can also like grave robber into a province. They can do a lot of things. Yeah, this is a pretty pretty convincingly won position. Like there's a lot of JaCrispy King has a lot of what am I trying to say? Not margin for error exactly, but they have like overkill. Yeah. Super overkill. Well, it didn't quite take an hour. JaCrispy King closes out the win. Really had the lead the entire time, and not surprising that they did manage to take the win. I think, as it turns out, it was not risky for JaCrispy King to lower estates as much as they did, because Mistgun did not actually have the gains or the buys to end it. So I'm not going to call that a mistake. The fact that, you know, I was not, or J-Nails was not as carefully tracking Mistgun's gains doesn't mean that JaCrispy King wasn't. Anyway, so what do we have here? We certainly have strong trashing. We also have Old Witch. I do think that sees play. Even though there is strong trashing, there's no villages. Oh no, wait, there's Coin of the Realm. Okay. Chapel Old Witch on 5/2. That does look good. I don't know. Delaying Chapel can be pretty scary. Then again, you could easily get collision. It's actually not a trivial choice. I'd definitely be getting the Old Witch. Like, the only other thing I would maybe think about is Displace, but I don't know. I think that's gonna be better. I mean, the goal here basically is to play a whole bunch of Grand Markets, which are also worth points because of Obelisk, so, like, they're really good. And then, like, you can use, Old Witch plus Coin of the Realm for your draw. And you are going to want to displace at some point so you can, like, put your green away. There is actually, interestingly, relatively early Province with Displace looks reasonable here because you can then displace Province into Grand Market, which is cool. Like, you can do that. I mean, granted, there's Chapel, so you're, like, going to trash your starting coppers anyway, but, you know, you could do that. In theory, you could do that, like, before you got rid of your coppers, and not necessarily have to build up through, like, silver, but, like, if you, or at least not a lot of silver, still going to probably need some. I don't know if that actually makes sense, but it's interesting to think about. Anyway, I think I would play for the high roll here and go Chapel Old Witch. If you do collide, you're not much worse off than if you'd gone Old Witch Coin. Like, you're mainly worse off in that you didn't get your Coin of the Realm onto the mat. And you might still get it onto the mat in time. But, like, the point being that you're going to be able to buy a Coin of the Realm, like, no problem. So this is a really unfortunate no estate hand for Mistgun. Okay, so Mistgun fortunately does see 3 coppers here. Because there was definitely a risk that Mistgun was not even going to be able to buy silver this turn. A substantial risk. Like, Mistgun bottom deck 2 estates, which was not very likely. Granted, I guess so long as Mistgun saw the groom, they could groom for silvers. Ocean. What? Why would you get transmute? Okay, whatever. Yeah, groom for coin silver also looks nice. I don't think you touch transmute on this board. Anyway, so JaCrispy King actually didn't draw their Chapel Dead, which is amazing. Can Chapel 3 coppers and pick up a Coin of the Realm here. All right, I don't know why they're talking about this rather than playing the game, but I will say I don't think getting golds early for Grand Markets is a good idea at all. Like, no. That's super slow. Like, the groom for silver play seems better. You also want to get Old Witch and play that, and transmute isn't helping you do that. Yeah, no. Yep. Okay. So Coin of the Realm for JaCrispy King. Wait. What? Second? When did? I did not catch this. Why? When Mistgun played the groom and then bought a second chapel. Why? We'll trash it. Oh, silver, coin of the realm seem clearly and obviously better, but mistgun keeps it around. I don't understand what's happening right now. I do not understand. All right, so JaCrispy King picks up a silver. Yeah, JaCrispy King's been having some good draws to like not draw the Chapel Dead and then draw Chapel with 2 estates there. Really, really good stuff. And now JaCrispy King's drawn deck. Does not quite have enough for Grand Market. Close. Seems like a gold seems reasonable here. I would trash one of those coppers. Oh wait, never mind. They can't. Oh no, they could. They've got coin on the mat. Actually, yeah, I would have called coin there to trash because calling coin puts the extra non-copper treasure in your deck, which means you can buy Grand Market. I mean, the gold will do that too, but yeah, get rid of those coppers. Grand Market time. Yeah, JaCrispy King just looks so far ahead here. And I mean, part of that is because of the 5-2 and the good and not like having the collision for JaCrispy King, like no question. But mistgun also with some odd choices that were not well suited to helping them overcome the disadvantage. Mistgun still hasn't hit 5. Yes. Not really sure what the second Groom is doing either. Like, it seems like Mistgun is playing some kind of rush strat with Groom, but I don't really see the synergy for that on this board at all. Groom for estate is the only way to play Groom non-terminally. But like grooming for estates on this board does not look strong. And so like, and what I mean, I guess if you really want like silver and coin in the realm, like the second Groom can gain those things, but that just seems like overkill to me. You don't need that many coins of the realm on this board. And wow, we're getting another Groom. Okay. I don't really understand what the strategy is here. A rapid pileout strategy doesn't seem viable because JaCrispy King is giving Mistgun curses and is going to gain points from buying Grand Markets, which have are like that's going to be worth more than these estates. So yeah, this just seems completely non-viable to me. Grand Market. It could be time for Displace. Yep. Okay. So displace gold into province this turn, and then displace province into Grand Market next turn. Looks good to me. Well, maybe not. Displace the Chapel this turn because you can't hit Grand Market without the gold. Oh no, wait, yes you can, never mind. I mean, you could still displace the Chapel, but it's not... Yeah, I wouldn't actually do that. Because you don't really care about the like the silver or whatever. Yeah, I definitely would have taken the province there. I would not say this is all because of the 5-2 start. It's definitely... I mean, the combination of the 5-2 and not colliding the Old Witch and the Chapel was huge. But I also just don't think that Mistgun has built correctly at all. I mean, I do think JaCrispy King would be ahead pretty much regardless of what Mistgun had done. But the game might be competitive if Mistgun had taken a different line. Or might not. I mean, it might just have been too much to overcome. it's hard to say without seeing it. No, Visca, no. You wouldn't have gotten a transmute estates. You would have just been buying a transmute. that's the problem with opening potion for that. You don't even get the transmute. You just get the potion. No, 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 no. All right, so second displace for JaCrispy King. It's a little greedy, but it probably doesn't matter, to be honest. I think JaCrispy King would be better off with a second Old Witch so that they could draw. Like, and maybe also look at displacing Silver into Old Witch for that purpose. How many... So JaCrispy King only has 1 Coin of the Realm on the mat. Okay. You might want to get another coin as well at some point. Right here, I think play Old Witch first. I guess it doesn't really matter what the order is, but no, it does matter because you would have, yeah. Well, it doesn't matter if you weren't going to gain in play, I guess, but if you play the Old Witch first, then you see all of your cards. You make sure you line displace up with what you want to displace, and then can draw it with the last Grand Market. Yeah. I mean, you had the actions to do it anyway, because Coin of the Realm gives you a lot of actions. Wait, what? I'm confused. Displace, why? I really want another Old Witch, but although now JaCrispy King has no coins on the mat, so this would have been a bad time for it. I didn't realize JaCrispy King had so few coins. Should have gotten another coin somewhere along the way, or 2. But they did get another Old Witch. Wait, when did that happen? Huh? No, mistgun has 2 Old Witches. Yeah, I mean... JaCrispy King didn't, like, desperately need the draw from a second Old Witch, but, like, they are not going to consistently draw their deck with just the 1 Old Witch because they need to, like, they need the cards to line up in the right order to be able to do it. Yeah, I don't... It's a weird thing to discuss, too, because it's not like, oh, I got unlucky. It's like, I could have made a different decision, which I shouldn't have wanted to make anyway, but, all right, now if I'm JaCrispy King, let's see, still only 1 Coin of the Realm on the mat. I want another Coin of the Realm. I want another Old Witch. And maybe even want another Displace, but I don't want it right now. Maybe just 2 more coins. Yeah, I think I'd just grab 2 more Coins of the Realm. Honestly, you've got a big enough points lead at this point. You could, like, pile on coins and curses next turn if you take a couple coins here. Actually, wait, did they have a win? No, they were 1 buy short of a win. But they should have it this turn. Yeah, especially emptying the curses that way. Play the Grand Market, displace curse into... No. Well, actually, that's fine. Oh, I didn't realize Mistgun had lowered the estates so much. Okay, sure. I was looking at coins, but yeah, I guess that many grooms. Yeah, so I'm... That was a convincing win from multiple angles. JaCrispy King had the better open, had the better like first shuffle. Because don't forget, Mistgun drew copper for 4 coppers in a chapel, bleh, and was at risk of not even being able to buy silver. But yeah, so better open, better first shuffle, and also just better strategy and better play in that game for JaCrispy King. I think if the game had been closer, that the way that JaCrispy King played with Old Witch and Displace was like could have hurt them, like in something that was more of a mirror. But it didn't end up mattering because they were just so far ahead. Okay, so we got Chapel again. We've got University, and Cursed Village, but do we have enough virtual payload? It looks like we do with Animal Fair, Bard, Scavenger. Yeah, I want Potion here. I want University. There's 2 different sources of draw to X, Cursed Village and Scholar. And we've got virtual payload. We've got University to gain those draw to X cards, as well as some of the payload cards. Not Animal Fair. Animal Fair is going to be the only source of plus buy, though, which we'll see whether that comes into play. It's not obvious what pile would or should empty to me. So it might end up being a single buy board in which you're just gaining a bunch of actions. But you know, if universities are gained, then something will probably pile. Anyway, buying Animal Fairs is going to be tricky. I guess actually trashing some of the some of the less exciting actions like Sage and Village and Chapel eventually into Animal Fair will probably be how that happens. Not sure what... Oh, never mind. JaCrispy King's thinking about what action to gain. I think in general, Cursed Village is going to be better than Scholar here. And I certainly want Cursed Village as my first 5 more so than I want Scholar as my first 5. But I think mixing some Scholars in at some point will probably make sense, like just in order to avoid hexes, like because there's so much plus actions on this board that once you thin down, and have some Cursed Villages and some villages and some universities, like the Scholar will be fine. Wow, Mistgun is thin. Holy crap. Huh. That's let me look back through this. Chapel Potion, buys University, trashes 4 cards, trashes 4 cards. University gain Bard, trashes 2 cards. So Mistgun really wants plus buy here so that they can like University for well, not University, but that part happens regardless. But if Mistgun can get the plus buy boon off of Bard, then they can trash their chapel into Animal Fair and buy another university. That would be amazing. Don't know how likely that is. Well, I do know how likely it is. It's 1 in 12. So Mistgun doesn't really need a Cursed Village right now. Sort of awkward, right? Because they've only got the one source of plus action. So if they take another terminal... Well, I guess they're going to buy a university, probably. So I guess that's fine. I would actually consider getting Bard here as Mistgun, because yeah, gain Bard by uni. No, no, not Cursed Village. You don't need it. You don't need it. No. All right, well, maybe Mistgun's going to go for Animal Fair right here. That would be reasonable, I think. I would have liked, yeah, gain Bard by University, because it doubles your chances of getting the plus buy boon. And like, if you can hit that plus buy boon... Oh, Arena. I forgot about Arena. Okay, that's fair. I still think the Cursed Village was unnecessary. I guess Cursed Village can draw what University gains, though, so that's nice. But, like, unless you have more buys, it kind of doesn't matter that you can do that. I guess you can play University for Bard twice, and then draw all of those up and potentially get 3 shots at plus buy. Ash's Village, that's sad. Village is one of the cards you could turn into Animal Fair. Maybe universities are going to pile. That wouldn't actually be crazy. Does it make sense to play Bard before the second university there? I don't know. I was going to say incoming wins gift, but Mistgun managed to dodge that. So now the Animal Fair doesn't look super important until something piles. So I probably wouldn't worry about that. Probably do want another Cursed Village, but... Because you're not going to draw all this up next turn if you don't have Cursed Village in your opening hand. So, I mean, Scholar would maybe work too, but you only got 2 universities in a Cursed Village. I guess, yeah, I'd still take Cursed Village over Scholar here, but the more important question is that versus University. I think... Mistgun really just wants both, and is sad that it didn't get the plus buy. I would actually consider Chapeling Silver here as well. Strongly consider Chapeling Silver. I mean, the arena points are good, but like that silver is quite bad in this deck. And reduces your chances of finding the cursed village in your opening hand if you do go for university. Okay. I would not chapel potion. I think you want to be able to keep buying universities. Even if you don't buy one this turn. So mistgun is going to have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards, assuming they chapel silver and then buy a card. So the odds of having Curse Village in the opening hand with one Curse Village are 55.55555%. If they get a second Curse Village, then it's more complicated, but substantially higher. Okay, ooh, that's rough. I mean, it's not that rough, but it's it means you're not going to get arena points again this turn, and it can potentially like mess with your Curse Village draws. So despite the fact that mistgun got thinner faster, JaCrispy King might be ahead just by virtue of having more stuff. Because the goal here really is to get stuff more so than to be like absolutely as thin as possible. I mean, and of course, although of course, like having junk in the deck means you could still dud. But interesting choice to gain secret passage there. Yeah, I mean, secret passage. Well, secret passage doesn't decrease hand size. It does allow you to like eventually when you start greening, it allows you to move your green cards out of your hand so that they don't block your Cursed Village draw. That's a ways off, though. I'm not sure, like, that it's so relevant that I'd want to be picking that up right now over Bard. I mean, I really want to be playing a bunch of Bards every turn and, like, just trying as hard as I can to get that plus buy until something piles. It's like even when something does pile, like Animal Fare is not easy to get because you still got to spend your only buy turning something into Animal Fare or just buying it outright if you have the coins. Earth's Gift, wrong timing for that. Forest Gift, heyo. All right. I mean, it was going to happen sometime. So now, if I'm mistgun, I'm definitely using that extra buy. Well, actually, mistgun is out of. What's that last card? University to gain Scholar Secret Passage. Oh, I didn't catch that. Yeah, if mistgun had gotten another payload card, they could have drawn it, played it, and bought University Animal Fare here without trashing the Chapel, which would have meant they could have used Chapel to trash Curse. And could continue to gain arena points off it on subsequent turns. I mean, they can arena secret passage here actually, so that's fine. But yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess maybe mistgun wants to leave the Scholar on top. That's fine. Chapel the curse. Discard. You know, whichever. The problem is just like you can't afford. You hit the plus buy, but you can't afford Animal Fare. Oh, okay, that works. Trashing the secret passage. Yep. I'm in favor. Hmm. I wonder if you want to discard those coppers or not. You've got, you know, you have your chapel coming up. Yes, if you don't, yeah, if you don't find it, then you don't want them in hand. So now you know that you're not going to see the plus buy boon, which in the short run decreases the value of Bard, although it's going to, the boon pile is going to get flipped soon enough. You also know you're not going to see Earth's Gift, which is relevant because the because JaCrispy King still has treasures to gain to discard with that. You trash potion here to draw the gain bards. I don't think so. University just seems too good here to me, and also I'm not sure you need to do that. You trash copper estate here. Yeah, you can still gain Will-O-Wisp. Flames Gift, trash a copper, sure. What is that last card? Surely it's not another bard. No, it's a copper. Okay. I'm not sure whether that was better than taking the arena points. Yeah. Crispy King has reconsidered that as well. I mean, you don't want the copper on top of your deck, of course, but right now you're losing the arena points 4-0. That's like greening is going to be tough with these decks, and so the arena points are pretty relevant. What? You had the money to just buy the animal fair. Why trash the wisp? Take the arena points. Oh, JaCrispy King has realized it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Wisp is not an amazing card in this deck, but it is worth 2 points this turn. And that's better than nothing. All right, undoing all the way back to discard for arena. Wait, what? Oh my gosh, if I were mistgun right now, I'd be a little annoyed at my opponent for that in particular. Like, I mean, I know that's not really a info, but oh, these decks do not fear fear. Yeah. Okay, I was about to say I don't know if you want to play that animal fair now, because you might be able to activate the plus buy this turn. Yeah, I would discard Chapel Animal Fair here, play the universities, play Scholar to gain bards, specifically. Or not. I guess Curse Villages could work as well, but wait, how many universities does Mistgun have? Mistgun might only have 3 universities. Maybe Mistgun can't activate. I don't. Yeah, I think it's JaCrispy King who has 4 universities, but I'm not positive. Well, he's splitting the difference, so doesn't matter. I mean, Bard. Okay, we just turned over the boon pile, so in theory, Bard could still allow for Animal Fair to activate, but no. All right, yeah. So Mistgun did only have 3 universities, so Mistgun needed to gain Bard every time, like off the top of the turn, from the top of the turn. Yes, the boons are shuffled. There, so is the black market deck and like the hex deck and things like that. And your deck. Anyway, yeah. So Mistgun could have activated Animal Fair if they'd taken 3 bards, because there were 3 bards and 4 cursed villages, I believe. I don't know if that would have been a good idea. I mean, I could definitely see Mistgun running out of actions there, but maybe it would have been worth it. You're not going to play all of them anyway. You're going to discard to arena. You can buy a cursed village. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, actually, JaCrispy King isn't as far behind in terms of scoring as I thought because Mistgun's miserable. And miserable won't be coming up again ever. So that's actually a big deal. Offsetting a couple of those arena points. Or at least potentially a big deal. So JaCrispy King should surely be able to activate Animal Fair here. I guess there is some question about whether or not they should activate Animal Fair, given Mistgun has 2. But JaCrispy King does get to take advantage of it first. Seems probably worth it. We could also get darn close to a pile out here if JaCrispy King decides to pile cursed villages. I don't know that that really makes sense. For JaCrispy King, like obviously the universities aren't going to be the pile because nobody can gain more than 1 university per turn. But like secret passages at 6 with if 3 or 4 university gains plus activated plus buy, that could pile. And actually, yeah, if JaCrispy King empties cursed villages, Mistgun might be able to win by like gaining 3 secret passages and then buying 3 more. Assuming they can hit 12, which should not be too hard because Mistgun has 2 animal fairs and some bards. So, and then can like get the points off of arena to win. So JaCrispy King should not empty cursed villages. They could pick up another one safely, I think, because even though Mistgun, once the cursed village is empty, Mistgun gets more buys and thus has the buys to empty secret passages. I don't think they will have the money. I could be wrong about that. 2 animal fairs is 8, and they have how many bards? I'm not sure. We probably would get to find out this turn. But how many bards would they need? I guess they'd only need to have 4 bards to hit 16, assuming they found all their money. So maybe actually it's not even safe for JaCrispy King to take another Cursed Village at all. In light of which, might be a good idea to pick up a scholar if they're looking for more draw. I don't know if they need it. I don't really have a good sense for what the exact deck balance is right now. Certainly, I think JaCrispy King will be looking to turn Chapel into another animal fair. If JaCrispy King is looking for a safe pickup, Village is fine. I would not touch Secret Passage. Okay. Would not. I mean, you could take that, but okay. So, well, lowering villages to 6. Villages are cheaper than secret passages. I don't know that that was such a good idea. Huh. I didn't realize JaCrispy King saw. Did JaCrispy King get greed last turn or something? No. I don't know why they still have a copper. Oh, they top decked a copper? Was that it? I think that was it. Maybe they're not going to be trashing Chapel this turn. But they've got plenty of money anyway. And maybe it would have been safe for them to take a couple cursed villages, given that they can like double province. I wasn't really thinking about that. I didn't realize they had this much money. So yeah, I think I would have liked another cursed village over the one of those villages, given that they have this much money. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think JaCrispy King will need to take a province. Oh, interesting. Huh. I don't... I don't know if I would trash the chapel there. You can buy Animal Fair without trashing the chapel, and you still got Silver Potion in your deck. If you're not buying more universities, you don't want the potion, and you just straight up don't want the silver. I would probably have preferred to play the chapel. You can discard the village anyway. Yeah, you can just spend money on the animal fair. I do wonder about actually piling on animal fairs now. Activated animal fair, or double activated animal fair gives 2 buys, of course. So with 2 animal fairs in deck, that's 5 buys. You university for 2 cursed villages. I guess there's no way to get the 6th animal fair. Like, if you had enough actions in hand, you could just trash all the animal fairs. But you need to buy province. If you're mistgun, you need to buy province. You need to discard to arena to take the lead. And so you, I guess if you hit plus buy boon, that helps, but you're still only at 6 buys. Anything else that could do it? I'm not sure, but I'd be playing Bard here and not Animal Fair. in case I did want to do something that involved emptying cursed villages. Yeah, I don't think it's quite doable this turn either. And do you take that? I mean, you want to take it because you get the potion out of your hand anyway. And then you can play, draw an extra card with your Cursed Village. It should be safe for Mistgun to take a Secret Passage. I think. Maybe not. I mean, Mistgun should take the lead here. If Mistgun double provinces and gets arena points, they'll be up by more than a province. And I would think that would be safe. So I would probably take the Secret Passage. I don't really see a reason for Mistgun not to be able to or to want to double province. So. I mean, JaCrispy King does have 4 universities. So if JaCrispy King... But yeah, you still have to take the 2 Cursed Villages as well as the 2 Secret Passages, and then you've got to buy 4 Secret Passages for 16. There's no way you're doing that and getting Province plus as JaCrispy King. So I think Secret Passage should be fine. Mistgun. Wait, gains a potion? That... I mean, sure, it allows you to buy a second university, but there's 3 left in the pile, and... Well, there's the plus buy boon. You don't want to lower universities to 1, because then JaCrispy King can get the last one for a pile out. So, why do you want... I mean, I guess you can take 1 university and then threaten to pile on universities, but that just seems excessively fancy. Taking Secret Passage here is fine. I wouldn't think about it. Well, poverty is hardly a bad hex to get. Okay, so Mistgun lowering Cursed Villages, which is I guess that's safer than lowering secret passages. I mean, it's kind of equivalent. Or yeah, I shouldn't say safer. It's like basically doesn't matter. It feels like mistgun is playing for a pilot on university, which is not going to be possible. Like, I don't quite understand what's going on here. Like, taking 2 curse villages really seems like cutting it too close. JaCrispy King can gain 4 secret passages, or 4 villages. Why the scholars? Well, scholars draw to X, and you don't get hexed when you pick it up. Or do you mean this turn specifically? I don't know why. Did Mistgun gain a scholar this turn? Yeah, I don't know why they did that in particular. I mean, other than it's a pretty safe pickup from a pilot standpoint, but then they went and emptied the curse villages, so you know. But yeah, there's 6 villages left. So JaCrispy King could potentially grab 4 villages with universities, buy 2 villages for 6, and have the rest of their money and buys left to gain points to try to win. If Mistgun double provinces, JaCrispy King should not be able to catch up, in fairness. So maybe it's fine to take those 2 curse villages. I mean, I'm not going to say that they're not redundant necessarily, but like having some redundancy doesn't seem like a bad idea when you're gaining cards off of university. Like if you're playing the universities anyway, you have a ton of actions with university and curse village and maybe some villages. You want to make sure you have some draw, like that you can use. Oh, Mistgun can't double. Yeah, I was I was wondering about that. That's really bad. Maybe province duchy is enough? No. No. It totally isn't. No, yeah, this should be JaCrispy King's game. I think this was a bit of a throw, to be honest, by Mistgun. What now? Buying a copper so you can hit double next turn? Oh. Sure, whatever. Don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, so Mistgun really needed to be able to double province. If they were at 18 points and instead of 15, and JaCrispy King needed province, duchy, village, 13 and 6 is 19 coins. Honestly, JaCrispy King probably can hit that too. So it may have just not been safe for Mistgun to empty the curse villages, period. That potion gain just looked really bad. But yeah, as far as the scholars, I mean, you want to have some like redundancy to your draw if you can afford to, and I think you can afford to with university. Like you want to gain some bards, of course, and secret passages and things, but then like piles become a concern. You're playing university, you might as well gain something with it as long as it's not hurting you, and the scholar isn't hurting you and has the potential to help you. So I think having a couple scholars in your deck is fine and good in these decks. That being said, silver. Well, silver actually does help here for JaCrispy King, because it enables. Well, I mean, honestly, JaCrispy King's gonna have enough money regardless, but it's still nice. Discard silver. Oh wait, that was Moon's Gift. Never mind. It has been a long match, Team OK. This has been almost 2 hours, and we're wrapping up game 3 here. The game 2 was pretty quick. Game 1 took an hour. This game has taken most of an hour, probably. Game 2 was, I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't remember. I wasn't paying that close of attention. Yeah, anyway, I actually think mistgun was in the driver's seat for this. Like had a slight points edge. But yeah, that potion gain and the picking up the last curse villages did not look good. I think mistgun probably did not track their opponent's gains well enough. That's seems the most likely explanation. Okay, a uni win? I don't see how that's possible. Okay, so what do we got here? We got knights. We also have guardian though. Although Haunted Woods shuts down guardian. So Haunted Woods is evil against hostelry, yes indeed. Haunted Woods looks very relevant in this game, shutting down guardian so that you can get in your other attacks as well as the Haunted Woods attack itself. Shutting down hostelry. If you're using Crossroads for draw, I guess, I don't know. Probably you're not, but want Dame Anna for trashing. There's trashing on this board. I'm not super concerned about that. Lookout, Sacrifice, Altar. Yeah, I don't like playing with Lookout. Lookout's a good card. Apparently people don't like Lookout, but it's a good card. And it's what would I open here? You want to hit 5 and 6. But yeah, I mean I would open with a Lookout. Lookout silver seems fine. You're not super likely to hit 5 with that, unfortunately, but you also want to be trashing. Well, there is something to be said for not being crazy thin with knights in play. But we'll see how that plays out, because with the Guardian, you can block the knights, but once Haunted Woods come into play, then you can't. And I'm not exactly sure how that's going to swing. But yeah, I like Lookout silver. You got a decent chance of hitting 5. JaCrispy King hits it. Mistgun does not. Sad times for Mistgun. Mistgun is also going to trigger a shuffle without Lookout, which is also pretty sad. So is JaCrispy King, though. At some point, you're going to want to Seaway, but not right now. I would not take Dame Anna here. I might actually just take Haunted Woods right away, because it's like so impactful. It also is going to help you buy Altar at some point. And JaCrispy King has no terminals in their deck, so why not get a terminal? Yeah, I think that's what I'd be doing, taking Haunted Woods. JaCrispy King agrees, it would seem. I'm not a big fan of the sacrifice. Like, you can get some points off of it, but I think it's not really going to be doing much. Like, there's enough trashing from Lookout and Altar and potentially Apprentice if you want that. That I don't like. Sacrifice is trashing is pretty uninspiring in general. Altar into Hostelry and gain horses. True. True. Yeah, and that could be pretty relevant because the draw is pretty limited on this board. So you've got the horses from Hostelry. You've got Crossroads draw, which is going to be unpleasant, like when you get Haunted Woods and you have to top deck all those green cards. Although if you can top deck a Crossroads with them, then that looks pretty good. But of course, you're going to be trashing your estates. And there's also Apprentice. I don't know if the gains. Actually, that's a good point. Seaway is a way around it. First, you have to spend the extra coin. So you're like that. You're getting fewer horses, presumably. But anyway, I don't know if the gains are there to support like big Apprentice draw. There's no. Oh wait, there is plus buy from Seaway. Okay, and there's also gains from Altar and Jester. Although the Jester gains may not be anything good, but yeah, maybe Apprentice draw can be a thing on this board. I mean, you can also just play a bunch of Haunted Woods. And Haunted Woods does support the Crossroads draw. Like, it potentially supports your opponent's Crossroads draw, but it also supports your own in the sense that you can build up a bigger hand size and get, find your green cards, pair them with your Crossroads, and then draw that way. So that might actually be the way to go. I'm still not keeping starting estates around for that, but like maybe some relatively early greening with Crossroads is good here. One nice thing about Crossroads is that it cannot be trashed by knights. Duchies can. Provinces can't. So maybe the path is something like you get some Haunted Woods, you start to grab provinces, you grab some Crossroads, and then like transition into having some of your draw be Crossroads. Just make sure you have like a Crossroads to top deck when you top deck all your green cards. Crispy King thinking about Seaway for Hostelry here. That is probably, well, that versus Altar. I'm not sure. That's a tough choice. Definitely one at Altar. I think I might have just taken the Altar there, but Seaway for Hostelry is pretty reasonable too. Crispy King apparently hasn't trashed any estates. How unexpected. I wonder if that was intentional. Oh, JaCrispy King's only played Lookout once before this. Okay, well, that explains it. Oh, wait. Guardian can block Haunted Woods. You need to have the Guardian out when they play the Haunted Woods, as opposed to playing the Guardian into the Haunted Woods. What? All right. I'm a fool. which is not really news, but nonetheless. You just really need to make sure you find the Guardian in time, I guess. A mistgun, I think I'm just taking another Haunted Woods here. It's interesting that neither of them have gone for knights. I'm not sure if that's like a, you know, like sort of tacit agreement. But, okay, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, I feel like sometimes people, if both players don't want to get knights, they just sort of won't. But I mean, it is also the case, in my opinion, that Day Mana was not a particularly appealing buy given the availability of other trashing. So now that Dame Natalie is available, we may see some more action there. Dame Natalie actually looks quite strong as a gainer. Just being able to gain like Guardian, Crossroads, Estate, those are all like reasonable cards to gain. I mean, Estate obviously not right now, but at some point, if you get going with Crossroads draw, gaining Estate be pretty good. This looks like Seaway for Hostelry or Altar for Mistgun. Same choice that JaCrispy King had, 3 horses versus Altar. Mistgun does have more trashing than JaCrispy King, which might make the Altar seem relatively less appealing. Although, I mean, for me, the main appeal of it is as a gainer more so than like as a thinner. Crispy King probably thinking about big hostelry again. Changes their mind. Alter Guardian? Yep. Yeah, good timing on the Guardian with Dame Anna coming up. Huh. Why draw cards before playing Lookout? Oh. Alright. I guess there's some sense to that. I mean, it's not what I would have done, but I can at least see the reasoning. Like, oh, you've got trashers, like you don't need to look at anymore. Although I wonder if Mistgun was paying attention to the fact that that JaCrispy King got a Guardian, because like trashing with Dame Anna here seems pretty eh. I'd rather buy an Altar. Although, wait, does Mistgun has 1 Haunted Woods and it's in their next 5 cards? Yeah, getting another Haunted Woods would also be reasonable, but that can potentially wait until next turn, depending on whether Mistgun can hit 5 next turn. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's so. Sacrificing the Lookout doesn't look so great to me there. Given that mistgun didn't play day mana anyway. Or I mean, didn't do anything with day mana. JCK trash quite worse. Yeah, well they didn't Mistgun has invested in more trashing with the sacrifice. And as far as I can tell, JaCrispy King has had a little bit of bad luck with when their lookout has shown up as well. And like just hasn't gotten to play it very much. Right now, each have an altar. JaCrispy King has 2 Haunted Woods to Mistgun's 1. Mistgun has a second Guardian. They each have Seawade Hostelry. Mistgun did not invest in another Haunted Woods, which seems like... Oh, wait, they've got the altar. Okay, they can altar into it. Assuming they can draw it, which they probably can with the horses. Discards Haunted Woods. The Mad Lad. I mean, I guess you don't have any hostleries coming up. Is it more important to play Altar than Haunted Woods, though? I don't know that it is. In fact, I think it's the opposite. Gotta keep your woods draw up. Yeah, I don't think I agree with that decision. All right, so Mistgun can gain and play Haunted Woods here. That looks good. Let's see. So Mistgun can have as much as 8 coins. And is not... Yeah, Mistgun definitely does seem ahead at this point. Because... But then enough to be drawing deck. Like this can be accomplished by like trashing some of the coppers and not buying hostelry, or by buying hostelry again and getting more horses. I think. Okay, so Mistgun does choose to trash. Mistgun cannot really take on another terminal right now. It could go. Not sure Anna trashed anything. Well, she definitely did. She trashed 2 coppers. Oh, no, she didn't before now. Yeah, no, Mistgun is... I mean, Anna is not why Mistgun was ahead. Anna had literally been like a dead card until this turn. Anyway, I think... I mean, I could see the argument for just... Well... Yeah, for getting another Haunted Woods. Wait, what did Sacrifice... Oh, Sacrifice trashing Hostelry. Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay, that I don't like. I don't like Sacrifice Hostelry. I think... I would rather have sacrificed a horse and kept the Hostelry, because you need the terminal space. Okay, so Mistgun is going to grab another hostelry. Yeah, I think that's needed. I was looking at, like, could Mistgun get another Haunted Woods and, like, plan to not play Anna? But because they sacrifice hostility, they actually don't have as many actions going into next turn, or wouldn't without buying one. But yeah, I don't think mistgun should be sacrificing hostilities. I think they're too valuable right now. Yeah, the sacrifice may well have been the difference maker in getting mistgun to this point. Certainly, mistgun was able to trash faster. Like I said, I do think that was partially because of the lookout not appearing very often for JaCrispy King, but investing in more trashing is good. I mean, I'm not convinced that a second lookout wouldn't have been better than the sacrifice, but either way, more trashing is often a good idea. Yeah, I do think mistgun basically has to take hostelry here. They just don't have enough actions. I mean, they could go like hostelry crossroads rather than hostelry horse. I don't think that's better though. I'm not really sure what other options are even on the table or what mistgun is thinking about. Actually, sacrificing horse does give you plus action, but mistgun would have had the plus action from keeping that hostelry around, so I really just don't think sacrifice horse was necessary. I mean, I guess it did allow mistgun to draw a deck where mistgun would have been potentially a card short and potentially wouldn't have been able to find the Haunted Woods. So maybe gold. Huh. That's not what I was expecting. And mistgun is going to need more payload, but I think I might have been looking to get that from Jester next turn. From altering into a Jester. I remain surprised that Natalie hasn't been picked up. I mean, Natalie gaining silver is also a way to add payload. Nothing else. Get rid of Anna, you don't need that. Play Natalie instead. Anyway, meanwhile, so the whole like Guardian Haunted Woods interaction is now in a place where JaCrispy King can only play a Guardian if they choose not to buy anything or to buy Seaway. If they, and that probably is the play because that allows them to get out from under the oppression, so to speak. But they should only be playing 5 coins. Oh no, they're going for Dame Natalie. Okay, yeah. The thing I don't like about that is if mistgun plays Haunted Woods every turn, you're going to be dealing with that situation every turn. And if you get the Guardians down, then like, Dame Anna isn't attacking you anyway. JaCrispy King might want Natalie because she's a gainer, and that's fair. But I don't know if they're in a position where they can afford to be messing around with that. Now, if Mistgun wants to, they can make it even like more unpleasant for JaCrispy King to buy cards, taking Sir Bailey. Or sorry, yeah, I think that is what I meant to say. That they can take Sir Bailey and like ramp up the attacks, like make it even harder for JaCrispy King to not just play Guardian. Although they can't actually play Surveilly this turn. But whatever. I think if I'm Mistgun, I'm probably just getting rid of the sacrifice here. Alter sacrifice into probably Bailey, and then do another big hostile rebuy. Well, not that big, because your money is no longer in coppers, which means you don't have so many things to discard, but still. Excuse me. Okay, another Haunted Woods is reasonable too. Oh. Okay, well, that seems a little silly just to be able to, like, attack with the mana, but yeah, I guess it's fine. I'm just gonna at least thinking about picking up Hostlery here. It's not the most exciting, but you still get 2 horses. The alternative is probably Bailey Silver. You want the silver, which is not entirely clear you do. Yeah, agreed. I would also rather skip playing Anna and get more stuff. Honestly, I wouldn't have been against sacrificing Anna and playing and like converting from Anna to Bailey, essentially. If you wanted to go that route. It's like Anna is just not like a very exciting card to play, like to spend your terminal space on, which is pretty limited. Yeah, Jester would be, I mean, the thing about Jester, like, is that like well, I guess it's the same as with the Knights, really. Like, it presents the same issue. Like, if you're investing in Jester as a gainer, and then JaCrispy King says, okay, well, I'm just gonna play Guardian and not buy something, which is exactly what's gonna happen here. Then now Jester is not a gainer anymore. But it does give you some money, which is more than can be said of the Knights. Well, other than Sylvia. All right, but Mistgun did pick up Chester Crossroads, so Mistgun does have more terminal space now. JaCrispy King's got the Guardian up. I don't know how likely they are to be able to play Guardian again next turn. You have a Haunted Woods in play. Sacrifices Crossroads. Huh. I don't know. I was really thinking sacrifice Anna, to be honest. Like, what is Anna doing at this point? You could alter Anna. Alright. Good. We're done with that. All right, so yeah, I mean, hostelry is certainly card you want more of. Especially since mistgun sacrifice the crossroads, but I don't know if you want to discard. 10 seems better than 8, unless you're buying crossroads. Which, that could certainly be a thing. Possibly, if you're buying crossroads, you could have discarded another silver, but probably not. Probably looking to pick up another woods. Bailey? Okay, well. I don't. I don't know. I mean, it is possible that JaCrispy King won't get another Guardian into play, but we can always buy one if nothing else. Bailey doesn't look too inspiring to me, given that they gaining Bailey as a way to force JaCrispy King to not buy a card is one thing, but you can gain one with Dame Natalie. Picking up Bailey once JaCrispy King is defended just seems kind of pointless. I guess they can't pick one up with Dame Natalie, but buy one. Alter into hostelry, discarding 2 coppers, and buy Guardian, I think. Oh. What? I guess if you want to buy another Haunted Woods. Well, you get... You could gain the Haunted Woods and then buy Guardian and something else. Although I don't know what that something else would be. On only 5 coins. Crossroads, I guess. Not sure if JaCrispy King wants a Crossroads. Alright, are we crashing this sacrifice? Maybe the Guardian and rebuy it? I'm not gonna be able to draw without sacrificing Crossroads or Jester. Not sure that's worth it. It'd sure be nice to get another Haunted Woods in play, though. Alright, looks like that's gonna be the plan. Yeah, I think I prefer keep the Jester, trash the Guardian there, and then rebuy the Guardian versus trashing the Jester. And yeah, I agree with Folivora that JaCrispy King is catching up. Like the Sir Bailey gain looks very uninspired. It's just not like it's just an empty cantrip. It's not doing anything. I think mistgun has also probably been doing a little too much sacrificing. Mistgun does still have the lead, though. And this, like, board is unexplosive enough, if that's a word, that can definitely matter. Hi, J-Nails. This is game 4, J-Nails. JaCrispy King leads 3-0. Means 2.5 hours. All right, so trashing the lookout, that seems reasonable at this point. What do we want with that? Silver? Honestly, that's fair enough. Although, could have just played Dame Natalie and drawn that. And then maybe gotten something that it wasn't so important to play this turn. Not even playing Dame Natalie? I mean, you still get the card. I don't really understand that. Yeah, I don't know why you don't play. Well, they wanted the silver. I mean, and then you can alter the lookout into a haunted woods or a hostelry or something, you know, that you don't necessarily need to play this turn, but you can play next turn. I don't know. Doesn't make much sense to me, but Sir Bailey into a silver. That's, yeah. Why would they? Well, okay. I mean, okay, J-Nails. I see. Duchy would actually not be too bad if you add a crossroads. Though I don't. Yeah, neither player has a crossroads right now. I would. Well, that's what you want to undo. I would. I don't know what this sacrifice is doing. I would crash the sacrifice instead of Sir Bailey. Like, at least Sir Bailey, like, gets out of the way. All right, other woods. That seems like a good idea. I still would have trashed sacrifice instead. But whatever. Hopefully we're going to be adding some crossroads soon. Yeah, Mistgun's got the lead, but honestly, JaCrispy King, by virtue of having Dame Natalie, if nothing else, probably has the better payload. Although they didn't draw a deck here. And that is, of course, the problem with having some of that payload spread out across coppers rather than gold, silver. Alex Trebek just died. That sucks. Also content to trash good cards over buying a copper. Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't really been thinking about that, but that does seem to be happening. I wasn't paying close attention to how many buys Mistgun has. Anyway, so this is an awkward turn for JaCrispy King, who seems to have bottom decked hostleries. Maybe one, maybe two. I think two. Maybe just one though. What? No! No, you ain't not! Oh my gosh. Why would you even ask about that? That's insane. I don't need... I don't agree that it doesn't cost to ask. It costs your opponent. Like, because then they have to tell you no, and that feels bad for both parties. Anyway, I think playing the Haunted Woods is just too important here for JaCrispy King. You know that you've got at least one hostelry on top, maybe two. Like I said, I don't remember how many they actually have. Yeah, they've got three. So they bottom deck their two hostelries. That's pretty bad because it means that they can't leverage their gains this turn. But I think it's too important to play the Woods. To play, like, you know, to be able to play Alter or Natalie. Not to mention, you don't. See, now you can't afford Province. I mean, I get it. I do get it, but now you've only got one Woods in play. You're already 10 points down. I just don't think that's the line. I think the line is you play the Woods, you buy the Province, and then you know that you've got the two hostilities top deck, so you're not going to have that problem again this turn, and you try to take advantage of your better turn this turn. But yeah, this, I mean, JaCrispy King's deck definitely just got better. Crash is a Guardian. Oh, no, that's enough money to... Okay. So... But why are we not trashing the sacrifice? I don't understand. Trash the sacrifice and you can buy Crossroads instead of the Guardian. Crossroads seems pretty good right now. Anyway, but yeah, I think you fall too far behind as JaCrispy King for like the improvement in your deck you just made to allow you to catch up. Mistgun might have a dud at some point. And on the one hand, that means maybe you have more time, but on the other hand, that means, like, you know, maybe that means that you get, like, an extra turn, but you're already, like, a turn plus behind, or would have, like, even if you buy Province. I don't know. Yeah, I could see not even needing the Guardian at this point. It's true. Like, if you top deck the green, but you have Crossroads as well. Yep, one to play, one to top deck. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the starting point is just to get a crossroads. Okay, it looks like maybe JaCrispy King. Nope. I was gonna say he's gonna do that, but no. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Crossroads just looks increasingly important here, and it's time to get one. I really would alter this sacrifice. I would keep the Guardian around before I would keep the sacrifice around. Just not doing very much. What's the last card for Mistgun here? Or less cards. Another province. Another hostelry? Yeah, I think so. No, wait. No, JaCrispy King has 4 hostelries and there's one in the trash. So Mistgun actually only has 2. I think it's another silver. Okay. I assume Mistgun is considering sacrifice hostelry, which I don't like that at all. Because you're still not going to get to gain and play. And now you're going to be, like down to fewer, you're going to be lowering your terminal space for next turn again. Just alter the dang sacrifice. It's been a dead card in your deck for like 2 shuffles at least. And I would probably, I mean, so Mistgun can hit 8 as it is, so probably just alter sacrifice into crossroads. Not do anything fancy really. We'll play the hostelry first and see what you draw, because maybe you draw silver and you can buy crossroads with province. I mean, but and then maybe you take hostelry with your altar or something. Or another crossroads, honestly. That wouldn't be ridiculous. In fact, it'd probably be pretty good. And then next turn you can think about getting rid of your Guardian, not playing it. Oh, no, don't do this. You're gonna want that terminal space next turn. I mean, if you top deck a province and you gain some crossroads, that's like, top decking the province is fine. You don't need to draw both of those cards. Okay. Yes. Get a crossroads. Actually, you really should have played hostelry first so you could see whether you're going to draw the silver or not. But either way, I think crossroads is the gain. Oh my gosh, these undos. Okay. There we go. We're in business now. I suspect this means Mistgun isn't going to take 2 crossroads, which is what I think it should do. But we'll see. Hostelry is not ridiculous. But I definitely want the second crossroads more than I want another hostelry. I mean, even if you don't... Did Mistgun have another buy that they could have used on a copper? Probably. But anyway, I was going to say, even if you don't do, like, even if you don't trash your Guardian and don't do top decking stuff, having the extra crossroads is going to make it much easier to like, gain and play with altar. Because you can, play 2 crossroads for draw. I do like the idea of top decking a Crossroads to the Haunted Woods. And JaCrispy King continuing not to pick up a Crossroads is just going to have a heck of a time trying to draw here, I think. Maybe their plan is to just spam duchies, but they're not really any better situated to do that than mistgun. So I really think this should be mistgun's game to lose. Really know what there is to be thought about here. Play hostlery. You know you're going to do that. Bottom deck the Crossroads. I think I just... Actually, maybe it's time to trash the Guardian. It's like next turn, if you get Haunted Woods, you don't care because presumably you're ending the game. Blah, blah, blah. What are those? What's the other card down there? Is it another hostelry? No. It's another silver. Yeah. Okay, so it's silver Crossroads there. Oh, never mind. Yeah, if Mistgun had not played Guardian last turn, then this would be a fantastic looking turn for next turn. You trash the Guardian, you top deck 4 provinces with the Crossroads, like bang. But that's not the situation. Still, I think Mistgun pretty much has this locked in. If they, they're not going to. I was gonna say if they alter Guardian for Duchy, and take province. I mean, probably they have it locked in anyway. I would have. And altering Guardian into Crossroads, I think, also would have been a good move. Because the lose conditions for Mistgun are basically like that Mistgun duds, and the way to mitigate that is either to have such a big lead that one dud doesn't kill you, or to not dud. Crossroads helps with the latter, and Duchy helps with the former. Anyway, it looks like Mistgun should be fine here, given that they saw 3 provinces. Mistgun is on the board. Okay, so we've got no plus actions. It's like yeah, no plus actions. So the draw is like you could do like an embassy tunnel thing, maybe. Yeah, scrap silver. Alliance is pretty nice in a deck like that because embassy just kind of says whatever to the like the copper and estate that you pick up. I don't know if you're getting border guards if you do that or not. You hit 2. I think. I guess it depends on how many embassies you have and where you are in the game. Yeah, you could. I mean, the thing. Yeah, that maybe that's actually maybe border guard is actually better than embassy. I mean they're cheaper, obviously, and easier to get more of. You're not giving your opponent a silver when you gain them. They don't increase your hand size, but I don't know how much that matters. If you go that route, you can also mix in displace as your terminal, which seems like it could be good. Or artisan, I guess, but probably displace. All right, so both players are going for Young Witch here. The trashing is weak, so I do get the logic. Scrapping golds is fun. All the options, none of the clicking. Yeah, scrap gold seems really strong. And with tunnel, like the opportunity cost is not like not so bad. Scrap is just a good card. When I reviewed it for Menagerie previews, I was like, this seems like a really cool, well-designed card, but not that strong. And now I think this is a cool, well-designed card that's also strong, which is even better. Anyway, okay, so JaCrispy King is immediately going in for tunnel and for embassy. Mistgun picks up a border guard. Mistgun also opened with Druid, which is interesting. I mean, I guess the idea is to block Young Witch, but I don't know. It seems a little awkward. Although, if Mistgun is going for a border guard strategy, that can work, because Druid has Earth's Gift to gain border guards. Not so relevant here because he has 4 anyway to pick up 2 border guards if that's that's what he wants to do. But yeah, I agree. I don't know if you're saying scrap is better than salvage or just more like better design, more fun, but I definitely think it's better design / more fun. Doesn't have that like end game problem of like scrap province. Like, I guess whether that's a problem or fun depends on your perspective, but to me, I'm not like a huge fan of that interaction. Anyway, okay, so yeah, Mistgun does take the 2 border guards, takes C's gift. I guess that makes sense. So yeah, Mistgun could be going for like a border guard thing with like maybe a couple of druids to like at least like slow down the rate at which they gain curses. Nobody has a scrap yet, and maybe they just aren't going to get scrap. I don't know. What are we waiting for here exactly? Oh, okay. It had already discarded, just waiting for buys. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're going for embassy, you're kind of committed. The thing I don't like about that then is like you have this young witch in your deck that you're probably never gonna play. Okay, goes for tunnel. Oh, I didn't realize that JaCrispy King actually already had 2 embassies. Okay. I think I like where mistgun is going better than where JaCrispy King is going. It's gonna be more practical for mistgun to play the Young Witch. Mistgun's gonna be gaining silvers when JaCrispy King gains embassy. I don't know how many embassies JaCrispy King is gonna take, but that's still like nice. You know, mistgun can still do the tunnel stuff. It's gonna be easier for mistgun to play with this place later if they want to. So yeah, I think overall I like that. I wonder if mistgun stampedes here. JaCrispy King, I assume, is gonna take another embassy. Yeah, the other thing is mistgun is gonna have playable plus buy, and JaCrispy King really isn't unless they invest in capital. And that's going to be pretty unreliable. I don't know how relevant that's going to be, because hitting like really high price points, you know, like you can alliance on 10, so like how much like more are you going to get out of plus buy? Maybe not much, but yeah, Young Witch also activates the tunnel. Assume this is going to be another border guard. I could see the embassy approach being faster, though. And that... maybe that will be the difference maker. So are you buying province here? Yeah, okay. I was wondering, like... I want to be hitting alliance as JaCrispy King, because without plus buy, the extra points from alliance are pretty impactful. And yeah, it is. I'm just wondering if like maybe one more gold in the shuffle like would have been worth it to be able to be more likely to hit alliance. I don't know what the, you know, percentages end up being on that anyway. All right, well, they hit alliance this turn, so that obviously proves that they didn't need to buy gold. So now I'm wondering again about capital for JaCrispy King. Clutch capital could come in clutch at some point, but it might be wiser to just take gold or even duchy. Does look like mistgun has not been gaining border guards quickly enough. Oh, I don't like that. I mean, I kind of get the like the reasoning of feeling like, oh man, like, you know, my opponent's rushing ahead and they're doing an embassy thing, so I should do embassy too. But I think once you're going in for the border guards, you need to stick to the plan. Wait, did mistgun have enough money to alliance there and just not? I think so. Seems awkward. Also, I don't like the like the early Young Witch buy for JaCrispy King's deck, given the choice to go for embassy. I think JaCrispy King has given out like maybe one curse. And like I don't think it's gonna be, well, they did. I was gonna say I don't think it's gonna be correct to play Young Witch here, but they choose to anyway. I don't know that another embassy is really what you need either. Like, duchy seems fine. Could consider stampeding, I guess, but probably not. Capital would be the main other consideration, I think. I really don't like the one embassy that Mistgun picked up. Still wondering about displace. Feels like that's not going to do any work at this point. Maybe Mistgun could grab capital. Maybe Mistgun could stampede. I mean, Mistgun could go duchy, but it feels like that's not going to be impactful enough to me to catch up. Goes with the capital. All right. Well, that'll be interesting. This is a big ol' alliance. I want to move the window back up. All right, so I think duchy here for JaCrispy King. Like the lead is big enough. If you can just like eat the green cards, like Mistgun just won't have the points to catch up. Like you're gonna hit province or alliance soon enough. You know, like it's not gonna be consistent, but I just and nothing you can do like other than stampede is really going to affect the odds of that too terribly much. I don't know. I think the duchy's good. Province here for JaCrispy King, and then like Mistgun is just going to be really far behind, and honestly does not look. Yeah, they hit 8 without even seeing an embassy, of which they have like 5 in their deck. So yeah, Stampede would have gotten Alliance, but that's only actually a difference of 1 point between the two, plus the Chargers, of course. I mean, which are good, but I mean, when JaCrispy King finds Embassy, they're reasonably likely to hit um, Alliance anyway. And the fact that they have gone so long without finding one is pretty unexpected. All right, so Mistgun is in an awkward spot here because Alliance lowers the province pile to 1, and then they probably just lose. But if they don't take it, they probably also just lose. I mean, could triple duchy here. Gets them to 30. They then get both provinces. They're at 42, which is, yeah, I think Mistgun is probably just lost. Oh, they can't even triple duchy. They don't have buys. Never mind. Yeah, this is just bad stuff for Mistgun. I think Mistgun just has to alliance here. Yeah. Okay, well, a dud. Mistgun ties if Mistgun hits alliance this turn, which they totally aren't going to. Seems somewhat close. That capital did not arrive at the right time. So I guess you're taking... What are you doing here? How... Well, oh, JaCrispy King has province. It doesn't matter. But for what it's worth, if you assume JaCrispy King's going to dud again... Yeah, Stampede is reasonable. I mean, the thing is, if JaCrispy King buys a state... Okay, so Mistgun did buy a state, yeah. Makes sense. I mean, it doesn't matter, but just in terms of like what you need to do... if you assume that JaCrispy King can only buy a state, which is like the only scenario in which you don't lose, then you need a state to match that estate. And then you have to hope you can that the Stampede makes up for the fact that you have like 5 debt. Which it probably doesn't, but so yeah, not clear to me from that whether the embassy strategy was better or whether it was more like the details that made the difference. Because you know there was, I think both players could have played their strategies at least a little bit better. The Young Witch stuff in particular, I think, just did not work well. All right, what do we got this time? We've got Festival for actions, Torturer, Ranger, Den of Sin for draw, Exorcist for trashing. All right, I definitely want to be opening with Exorcist. Exorcist is slow enough that Torturer could still be like a shutdown thing if somebody gets it going. Oh, there's advance. Ooh, all right. Well, it's only been slightly over 3 hours. Thoughts on Camel Train? Camel Train is a good card to advance. I mean, I don't think with advance on the board, I just don't think there's any reason to mess around with like using Camel Train to exile things and then gain them again. Like maybe at some point you like do something with Falconer that does that, or I don't know. But I think right now I'm just worried about like buying literally any action card and then advancing that into a Torturer. And in which respect I would not open Silver. I would actually open Exorcist Camel Train specifically so I could advance the Camel Train. I mean, you know, Silver might buy you Torturer, but I'd rather not risk that I don't hit 5. Camel Train, of course, could be bottom decked, but so can Silver, so... And if you're super lucky and you open Camel Train Exorcist, you get Exorcist, Camel Train, and some estates, and then you have another turn where you have 5 coppers, and you can buy like Den or Festival or something. Probably not, but it's possible. I wonder if there's a world where you summon Ranger on turn 3 so that you get +5 for turn 4. You can like advance Camel Train and do something else. Probably not, because you probably don't have enough money to buy anything. So yeah, never mind. Yeah. Falconer can react to Exorcist, which is not necessarily super exciting because it's happening after your turn. I mean, it saves you on terminal space, but it's not like you get to gain and play. It can react to Torture, which seems... Oh, react to Exorcist and gain Exorcist. That is interesting. Alright, so mistgun opens double silver. JaCrispy King does open Exorcist Camel Train. And might have the dream, depending on... No, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Falconer can definitely do some cool stuff. The thing is, you need the Torturers immediately. And you need the Falconer shenanigans less immediately. JaCrispy King, I think, should just buy another Camel Train here. I plan to advance it again. That's better than buying silver. It's better than... Well, you don't really have any other options. And at some point, you can gain a gold and suddenly you have payload. Maybe. I don't know if that's the direction this game is going to go, but like having those extra golds in exile is not going to hurt at the very least. So JaCrispy King actually has 5 coppers in hand here. It's really nice. Might actually be worth summoning Ranger to have plus buy for next turn. I don't know. 5 and 8 chance to have that Camel Train in hand, but the odds that JaCrispy King has anything else, or has enough coins to buy anything else in that hand are not amazing, although they do have the Torture to play, so they could draw into... Well, they don't have any other money to draw. At some point, you prefer to advance Rangers so you don't get too many golds. Sure, I guess, but I mean... I'm not remotely worried about that right now. Maybe just Den of Sin here. Okay, never mind. Okay, so given that JaCrispy King bought another Torture, I think Festival, yeah, okay. Yeah, but the reason I like buying Den on the previous turn was because it makes it way more likely that you find your Torturer, and you want to play your Torturer. So yeah, I think that would have been nice. But this has worked out for JaCrispy King as it is, because they did find their Torturer, and now they have Festival Torturer. There's at least an outside chance that they're going to be able to play another Torturer this turn, which would be... Like, once you start playing multiple Torturers, that's, well, you're in business at that point. Okay, oh, okay, I was gonna say, not playing the Exorcist seems iffy. But they are gonna play the Exorcist. Yeah, there'd be no reason to play 6 or to get to 6 money anyway. Here, I really think I'm taking, well... So they're going to have Torture in those 4 cards. The odds that they find Festival go up more from Den of Sin, I want to say, than from buying a Festival. I could be wrong about that, but I think... Well, it's complicated. It's like a 2 in whatever chance... Okay, so they do go with the Den of Sin. Oh, I didn't notice that Mistgun had gotten a Falconer. That's cool. Mistgun picks up a Ranger. Pretty nice. Wait, when did Mistgun get a Falconer? Mistgun advanced to Falconer on turn 5. Huh. That's weird. I mean, Falconer is nice, but... Man, Den, Festival, and Torture feel all more relevant right now. Anyway, this is probably just another Camel Train for Mistgun with the plan to advance. What do you undo? Oh, you want to advance the ranger instead? Yeah, sure. Okay. I don't know what I think about that because Mistgun did have 2 Rangers in deck before trashing that one, which meant, like, yeah, I think I do too. They could have played the Ranger and had the token ready to go, gotten something else to advance, like, rather than not spending their money. Things are looking really good for JaCrispy King at this point, though. I think another festival makes sense. Just another camel train. Plan to advance it. I mean, you could get another den here. That might be better. Yeah. Get rid of all those icky estates. So Mistgun double discarded there. I think, given that choice, it might have made more sense to advance the Wisp rather than play it. Falconer gaining Exorcist, trashing estate into Wisp. I mean, that's an all right turn for having a starting hand size of 1, but oh, okay. JaCrispy King did not find Festival there. That's pretty unfortunate. Didn't find Festival or Den, actually. Exercise the camel train rather than advancing it. Seems fine. Didn't have plus buy and could afford a 5. JaCrispy King still doesn't have what's it? Den in play, or like any draw in hand except for the Wisps. So I would expect them to advance both of these Wisps, actually. And Mistgun goes for Summon Ranger. I think Mistgun needs a second Torturer. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's Summon Ranger does have the advantage that Mistgun had the token flip down and now can recover from getting double tortured. So, I mean, oh, did JaCrispy King built this entire turn off of playing those imps rather than double advancing, which is what I think I would have done. So, but given that Mistgun did summon Ranger, maybe that wasn't actually that great anyway. Like, they actually didn't gain as many cards, although they did get 2 Tens of Sin into play, which is pretty good, so. Well, this is awkward. I don't want to put the Ranger token down, but the single Torturer isn't going to do too much to JaCrispy King with 2 Dens of Sin in play. Falconer I don't know what Falconer is really gonna do. Can't buy anything without playing the Torturer though, or I guess Falconer for silver, but I think I wonder if there's an argument for advanced Falconer. Okay, hits 5 off of playing that Torture, which is pretty clutch. I'm getting Den of Sin here, I think. I mean, Mistgun could also use some festivals, but... Or wait, is Mistgun the one with 2 festivals? No, I'm pretty sure JaCrispy King has 2 festivals. Yeah. Well, that's nice. By Den. I wasn't even thinking about reacting with Falconer to Den. I was just thinking Den is good. But yeah, that makes it even better. No what? Oh, no on the festivals? Okay, sure. Alright, we got triple torture on deck. Mistgun's just gonna have to take some curses. Or at least 1 curse. Maybe more. And actually, Mistgun should have taken curse on the first torture, I think. Well, I guess they only had coppers in hand, but yikes. Like, this hand is just major yikes. Mistgun does have a Den of Sin in play, though. So, maybe they'll recover. The Wisps are nice, but... Man, advancing them looks really good. You got 3 buys, and, like... You can't hit double 5 with your 3 buys. You can get something else to advance, but I think I'd rather just advance the Wisps. So go like Festival, Torturer, and then buy Den, maybe? um No. Advance, advance. Yay. Yay. I love it. All right. Okay, so this isn't an awful turn for Mistgun, but it's not great. Play the Ranger, flip the token, play Falconer, gain Ranger or Camel Train, advance it, exercise the copper. Oh, or gain silver, I guess. No, I don't like that. Then you don't get to play the Exorcist. Oh, you want to summon Ranger? Yeah. Okay, I do understand that. That draws you a lot of cards. You can potentially afford to just discard your hand when you get tortured to death. Mistgun still only has 1 Torturer. So, regardless of that response to the Torturer, I feel like JaCrispy King is looking very strong here. Although right now... Yeah, that was not the best of turns for JaCrispy King. Needed to find Festival. Did not. Not sure about playing the imp there over the torturer, because like what are you trying to find? I guess you're trying to find Wisp, but you only have one of those in your deck. I think I would have gone torturer there instead, but pretty good turn from Mistgun, thanks to only getting hit by torturer once and having the summoned ranger. I think summoning ranger again looks pretty good, and then well, hard to take advantage of the full 12 coins. It'd just be summon ranger and then den. Yeah, I think it's den. Mistgun agrees. So yeah, now if you're Mistgun, you're expecting to just have to discard your hand. You're going to draw 7 cards, so it's fine. I like keeping the Falconer in hand. Like on the off chance that JaCrispy King doesn't cause you to discard and you can react with it. Eventually there are not going to be rangers left to summon with. And that could be a problem for Mistgun, but it'll be a while before that happens. Possibly long enough that it doesn't really matter. Anyway, looks like Advanced Wisp again to me here. And buying 2 5s, one of which I think should be a den. The other could be Falconer. That way JaCrispy King can start doing some like gain and play stuff. I don't think it's a good idea at this point for JaCrispy King to like buy a gold and discard all the golds from exile. Like it's an option, but okay, so JaCrispy King just goes all in on Den of Sin. That's reasonable too. I think I would have liked the Falconer, but making sure you don't dud and can continue to be oppressive with your torturers is good. Because like, yeah, even here with the 7 card starting hand, Mistgun still doesn't have an amazing turn and is not going to be able to both get Summoned Ranger and Den of Sin into play. So I mean, yeah, the extra draw is definitely good. Actually, Summoning Ranger isn't even going to do anything for Mistgun this turn because they don't have the token in the right orientation. So I think it's got to be Den. And do you buy the Camel Train? I don't know. I don't know that you do. Mistgun chose to, but like as much trouble as Mistgun is having, like having turns at all, I don't know that Mistgun that it makes sense to take on another Camel Train. Mistgun now has 3 golds in exile. JaCrispy King does as well. Yeah, I don't think you can do that. Yeah, it is true. It is like Feast. Anyway, I don't know that you can afford to just discard hand here as Mistgun. In fact, I'm fairly confident you can't afford to do that. Like you need You need a turn, you know? You have to take a curse. 2 cards is just not enough. Alright, so this time JaCrispy King does go for the golds. Still doesn't go for the Falconer, so probably just not looking to do that. And yeah, so now mistgun like trashes a copper and now like has no duration draw. So it's just like, yeah, now mistgun is taking curses. Can you even afford? Yeah, I was gonna say to discard here. Do you have to take yet another curse? And that is what mistgun does. So JaCrispy King can certainly start greening here. I don't know if they need to though. I would definitely not triple province. I think there's no reason to do that. Okay. Could consider advancing Imp, but mind having the Imp around. Okay, well. I mean, the Imp is not like much worse than Torture. In some ways, it's better from a terminal space perspective. Yeah, I think a pile out is potentially coming. It's going to depend on how many curses mistgun takes. Mistgun has played this entire game with 1 Torturer, and while I can't point to a specific occasion when mistgun like definitely should have taken a Torturer, like I can't really believe that it's correct to play this game with 1 Torturer. Yeah, right. I don't know if they quite have that many buys to be able to empty piles here. Maybe they do. They have another festival down there? No. But I mean, mistgun did just discard hand, right? And has 1 Den of Sin in play. And also, JaCrispy King is up by 14 points. Like, I don't think it really matters. Oh, wait, no, they can... Oh, no, they don't have the action cards in hand to... Wait, if they hadn't played that Torturer, could they have done it? Off of Torturers and Festivals? They had the buys for that. No, like, buying Torturers and Festivals... If they didn't play that Torturer and advanced Torturer into Festival, Torturer into Festival, and then bought 3 Torturers, I think they could have done it, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. I think they had it on Torture Festival as well. But yeah, it wasn't gonna matter. That was a pretty lockdown game. Anyway, so good stuff from JaCrispy King there, taking the 5-1 win. I think they played pretty well. I don't think mistgun played terribly or anything, but I do think JaCrispy King played better, and it was a well-earned victory. Definitely some long games, as has been alluded to, but definitely some interesting games as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you around for, well, more of my own matches and maybe some commentary as well in the not too distant future. Till then.